I feel like the more successful these Marvel projects become, the more likely Justice League projects will start to disappear. WandaVision, or should I say Wanda and Vision. So WandaVision is the latest project released by Marvel. They dropped it on the Disney Plus platform, and instead of giving us a movie, they decided to take things in a different direction and give us a show instead. It follows the life of Wanda shortly after Vision is killed by Thanos. They show us how she's handling everything, coping with the death, and how she slowly starts to evolve and come back to reality. I feel like what Disney is doing is pretty revolutionary to take an extremely successful franchise and go from a movie format down to a show while also keeping the same cast and that big budget film is pretty impressive. So the show as a whole is pretty good, but I think we can all agree the way that it starts is pretty trash. Only until you give it more episodes and it starts to make sense. Hopefully you don't give up on it too soon, because as the show progresses, it definitely starts to connect and becomes very entertaining. Also, now that the season is done, you can pretty much binge watch it and get through it pretty quickly. What I really like about Marvel as a franchise is how they seamlessly blend other characters from different universes into one movie. As they start to introduce other characters from different universes, it kind of starts to become a little scavenger hunt, the way you're trying to figure out where they're from. As soon as I saw Kate Dennings, I was like, Thor. Even though the first couple of episodes are rough, I really liked the nostalgic callbacks that they did throughout the show. Not only does it show the range of everybody's acting capability, but I feel like the different periods in time that they choose really represents what Wanda's going through as a person and kind of where her mind was at. Tell me in the comments, what were some of the shows that you felt like they parodied, replicated? There we go. It kind of gave me vibes of That 70s Show, Malcolm in the Middle, Full House, obviously, and Bewitched. Casting wise, I felt like there's a lot of people in here, but they don't really do a lot of stuff. It really feels centered around Wanda as a character, and everyone else is this big supporting cast. I did enjoy seeing Evan Peters semi-reprise his role as Quicksilver. He brought that comedy relief when things start to get a little dark and sad. I did feel a little confused with this character by the end of the show, so it definitely gave me some plot hole vibes, but hopefully the next season or the next movie ties it in and explains everything. Aside from Evan's character, I thought Paul Bettany was still good. He's Vision. What can you say? He's this pure souled creature. I really was impressed at how well his makeup was. Coming from a big budget movie, I thought that would be one of my main concerns as far as how he would look. And they managed to make him look pretty much the same as he does in the movie. He doesn't really go too deep emotionally, but the way that he carries his lines is emotional. He's kind of monotone, but he still does it in a way that you feel empathy and sadness when things happen to him. Everyone does well, but we all know who's the main attraction of the show. Elizabeth Olsen. Every scene that she was in, we get to see different sides of her. Emotionally, as a mother, as someone who's in love, as someone who's grieving, as someone trying to protect her family. She shows so many varieties. It's so crazy that she's able to pull it all off. Character-wise, I think she went down two paths in this show. One was the arc that gave us clarity as far as how she was able to grieve and kind of get past the loss of Vision. And that touches a lot on coping with loss and being able to move forward in life. And the other path that I think they went down is an origin show. This whole time I've been watching the Avenger movies, I never realized she wasn't really at full power until now. As the seasons start to end, we kind of start to see a little shift as far as her character development. and it starts to show us Scarlet Witch being born. And I really like the way that they ended it. We don't see Scarlet Witch's full potential, but we kind of get a cliffhanger. And that's a good setup that can introduce us to the magical realms of Marvel, or explain it in a season 2 or even a movie. There's so many opportunities that they can go down now. You know what's really crazy? After 10 years, it doesn't feel like Marvel as a company has really missed with any projects that they've put out thus far. Even with the first couple of episodes with this season being risky, they were still able to turn it around, connect everything, and make it a good show. It's like the ultimate flex. I thought the villain was decent. To me, she wasn't really there to defeat Wanda, but more so to unlock the potential of Scarlet Witch. Tone-wise, it does feel a little dark at times, but the comedy relief kind of offsets that a little bit. I forgot where I read it, but they were saying that Marvel may not be doing a season 2 for WandaVision, and that's okay with me. I felt like we got the closure we needed, the explanation that we wanted, and Wanda's story can be told again in a movie or another side show where she just pops up. But all in all, this was a good show. I think going forward, this is going to be how Disney Plus can sustain success, turning big franchises like Avengers and Star Wars into shows and putting them on their platforms for people to stream. With them coming out weekly, it keeps the interest and keeps subscriptions and keeps the money going. With a show like this, it's pretty hard to compare it to something else, but if you're a fan of Marvel as a franchise, I think you'll like this show. I'd say WandaVision is an exciting show that keeps you entertained. Have you seen WandaVision yet? You can binge it. Did it meet your expectations? Let me know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and attack the comment section. Peace.